everyone. Today I want to tell you about this children's book called School of Fear by Gitty Daneshvari, originally published in 2009. I read this recently with my daughter when she was in the 6th grade, and I thought it was an excellent book for young readers. It tells the story of 4 middle school students, Theo, Maddie, Lulu, and Garrison, who have absolutely nothing in common except for one thing. They each have a debilitating and all-consuming fear. Theo Bartholomew from New York is terrified of death and dying, both of himself dying and his family, and also of anything dangerous that could cause death. He calls and texts his loved ones incessantly to check on their welfare, and it drives him absolutely crazy. Across the ocean in London, Madeline Masterson has an intense fear of spiders, insects, or bugs of any kind. This fear affects all aspects of her life, from school to her sleep, as she goes around wearing a netted veil and a belt of aerosol cans to spray bugs wherever she goes, and refusing to go anywhere that hasn't been properly fumigated. Lulu Punchlauer lives in Providence, Rhode Island, and has claustrophobia, which is a crippling fear of confined or small spaces, and she was known to carry around a pair of handcuffs in case someone tried to force her into a small space. Well, she did indeed put these to use on a school field trip to the Space Museum when the teacher insisted that she get into the elevator with the rest of the class. She cuffed herself to an airplane to avoid the tiny elevator and was subsequently banned from all future field trips, and of course had her handcuffs confiscated by her teacher. Garrison Feldman is deathly afraid of water, large bodies of water, so he can't swim, surf, boogie board, or any of the water sports his friends enjoy at the beach in Florida where he lives. He's a great athlete and the most popular boy in his class, but he's terrified that the students in his school will find out his secret and taunt him mercilessly. Their parents searched desperately for help for their children, and they may have found it as they each received the following letter in the mail. Dear applicant, I'm pleased to inform you of your acceptance to the summer course at the School of Fear. As you know, School of Fear is an exceedingly select institution run by the elusive Mrs. Wellington, aimed at eradicating children's fears through unorthodox methods. The small group of parents, doctors, alumni, and teachers aware of our existence vigilantly maintain our anonymity. It is at the discretion of this small group that students are referred. We strongly advise all incoming applicants and their families only to discuss the School of Fear in the confines of their home with the television on, water running, and dog barking. On behalf of Mrs. Wellington and the entire School of Fear staff, I would like to welcome you. With warm regards, Leonard Munchauser, lead counsel to Mrs. Wellington and the School of Fear. Well, obviously the kids are very anxious about being sent to this place called the School of Fear. They're even more uncertain about it once they meet the very strange Mrs. Wellington, an ex-beauty queen who calls her students contestants because, as she tells them, in the beauty pageant of life, we are all contestants. They don't have much hope for learning from their new teacher when she tells them, I trained my cats, and if I can train my cats, I can train you children. What did you train your cats to do? Lulu wanted to know. To behave completely untrained, she told her. The kids think that Mrs. Wellington is absolutely batty. They're also not too keen on the idea of something at the School of Fear called the Fearnasium, which sounded more like a torture chamber to them than a place of learning. They thought that B&B sounded promising until they found out that it did not stand for bed and breakfast, but bats and bees, and sometimes black widows and barracudas, or boa constrictors and blue crabs, or any other combination of frightening things that start with the letter B. The kids are not off to a good start. It turns out that the school is actually more frightening than their actual fears. But there are no phones or electronics of any kind to contact their families. The only thing they can do at this point is rely on each other and hope that maybe Mrs. Wellington will come through and actually help them. But before things can get better, they manage to get even worse when a mysterious ex-student called Abernathy shows up unexpectedly and causes mayhem, bedlam, and pandemonium, as Maddie puts it, the school becomes even crazier than before. What are these kids going to do? How will they survive the summer? Will they ever overcome their fears? You have to read The School of Fear to find out. And if you like this book, there are 2 more in the series, Class is Not Dismissed and The Final Exam. I liked all 3. These are very fun books with a positive message for young readers to be strong, work together, and face your fears head on. Thanks for watching today. Click below to like this video and subscribe. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.